Welcome back inside the Veterans Memorial Arena here in downtown Binghamton on this Saturday night as the Senators taking on East Division rival Syracuse for the fifth time this season. Pleased to be joined in tonight's intermission by Binghamton's leading scorer, Marty St. Pierre. Marty, welcome to tonight's telecast, and certainly one of the bigger pieces to the Binghamton offensive puzzle so far this year. Talk about that decision-making process. Obviously kind of scattered around the American Hockey League the last several seasons in the Chicago Blackhawks organization, last year in the Boston system, but talk about the process of finally deciding to sign with Ottawa and coming down here to Binghamton.
Yeah, well, obviously I grew up in Ottawa, so it was kind of no-brainer. But obviously we weighed our pros and cons, and it's just a matter of picking the right spot and the right organization. But obviously, as you know, with hockey and the unexpected moves with the trades, and obviously the Heatley and acquiring more forwards, but it's just a matter of working hard and trying to get back up there.
And you talk about that, and certainly a lot of different forwards are going into camp hoping they had a shot this year with Ottawa, but the way it did shake down, it seemed like most of those spots were spoken for. Talk about your perspective with that, just having signed with the organization, and I'm sure hoping for a little bit better in training camp.
Yeah, I had an okay camp, obviously, but being a hometown boy, there's a lot of pressure and stuff, but there's a lot of, great prospects here in Binghamton. And it's definitely hard to, as an older guy on the team, to see that the young guys not getting a shot because they do have a lot of players there on one ways and whatnot. But like I said earlier, it's just a matter of keep working hard, and you never know when injuries can come and the call can come.
Mentioned earlier, you've seen 3 of the 4 different divisions in the American Hockey League over the last little bit. You've primarily spent your time at the minor league level with the Chicago Blackhawks organization and Norfolk, and then I believe 1 year with the Rockford Ice Hogs. But talk about, if any, differences in the different styles of play with most of your minor league career having been spent here in the East Division.
Yeah, I think just the main thing is the traveling. I think there's not a lot of overnights, and especially last year in Providence and Boston, the division is fairly close. When I played in Norfolk, the closest trip was 5 hours, which was to Philly, so that's definitely draining on your body. But it's definitely, I think, the Eastern Conference is more of from what I can tell, is a little bit more skilled than rough around the ice, but obviously anybody can. It's just a matter of whoever shows up, and plays better at that game to get the win. But it's definitely fun for me personally to see pretty much the whole United States in the American Hockey League.
You mentioned Norfolk, and obviously the big thing with them is travel. Their nearest rival was 5 hours away, obviously with Philadelphia having moved their prospects up to Adirondack in the Glens Falls region of New York State during this past off-season. Talk about some of the other nuances of playing hockey, especially in the South at the minor league level.
Yeah, I mean, it's you get different perspective on, like you said, the traveling and different organization, how they think. And, when I was in Norfolk, we did end up moving to Rockford, and, obviously the weather plays a big role for for what we do off the ice. But you get to see different players and different players going up and down and kind of thing. And obviously Norfolk now is with Tampa Bay. And for me personally, it was just a matter of trying to pick the organization that was better fit for me. And last year I thought it was Boston, and it did get a shot. And hopefully I can get a shot this year.
Well, you're having a good season so far. We're going to talk more specifically about you in just a moment. But your take overall in this Binghamton Senators club: 2 quick wins on home ice, and then that 6-game losing streak. But now kind of changed things around. You couldn't really find much success at home, where it's been very well as of late. Now on the road, some struggles here and there. Talk about the season as a whole up until this point.
Yeah, that's one thing we got to do, is be more consistent. And obviously, the start of the year with our special team penalty kill and power play, we were at the bottom of the barrel in the whole league with the 30 teams, and now I think we're 8th and 9th and whatnot. So obviously that's playing a big role in our success. But now roles are reversed, like you said. And, we're having success on the road and not at home, and now it's come somewhat flipping side. So it's just a matter of trying to find a consistent basis and crack down on what we can do on the road and what we do wrong on the road, and bring it at home, and get, because you got to win on the road to be successful in the playoffs, and obviously that's why we play during the season.
Well, you entered this weekend set of games last night. The club in Wilkes-Barre here taking on Syracuse tonight as a team's leading scorer with 26 points. Talk about your season personally up until this point. Obviously playing with some pretty good line mates for the most part. Denny Amell, a veteran, and I didn't bring him up in that decision-making process to come to Binghamton, but I'm sure he played a small part in that. And Ryan Keller, currently on recall, but word has it that he should be coming back down, and with that, the AHL's leading goal scorer at the time of his recall. So you got some pretty good talent on either side of you.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate, and obviously, like I said, Denny did have a big role on me coming here, and we're roommates off the ice, and it just makes it that much better to adapt to a new city. But being a roommate and a line mate on the ice is obviously a plus for me, and with the addition of Ryan Keller, and obviously he's had a good shot, and that's good for him, because obviously he's been playing really well. We definitely have a lot of chemistry, and from the power play to 5-on-5 to if we have to play 4-on-4, we can utilize any of us 3. So it's definitely success for the start of the season, but obviously it's only been a quarter, and we got 3 quarters to go.
Usually you identify a player on the ice by the number on his back and the nameplate, but if you haven't been to a game live, you're watching on TV tonight, and you want to pick up the gentleman I'm speaking to, one aspect of your game that kind of jumps out on the ice is the size of the stick that you use. And in comparison, Zdeno Chara of the Boston Bruins, he is 6 feet 9 inches tall. Marty, a foot shorter than that, but you use a stick almost comparable in size to him. Talk about where that evolved from in your hockey career, and I guess how it plays into your advantage being a smaller player, yet using a very long stick in what you do and doing it very successfully.
Yeah, it definitely helps me on the ice to surprise guys and catch them off guard with the reach that I have. But it's a different lie, so not a lot of guys give that stick to Denny, and I don't think he can use it.
Figure it out.
His blade's very close to his body, and mine's very far apart. And I kind of like it like that. That way I can not so much look at the ice, look at the puck, but kind of, with my playmaking skills, that it's easier for me to pass and shoot. But I started that probably in 2002, and it's just a matter of got the right curve with the right company for the sticks, and kept putting longer and longer and longer. Next thing you know, it's 2 inches shorter than Chara's. And last year when I got called up to Boston, they were kidding because they're bugging me because my stick is 2 inches shorter than his, and beside him I'm a foot shorter, so it's kind of doesn't really play well in their cards, but it's been a success for me. So
he breaks a stick on the ice, and if you're on recall, you could throw yours right out there. He wouldn't miss a beat.
Exactly.
Obviously, a very good start to your season. A couple of 4-point games, bigger thrill so far this season. One of those 4-point efforts you put on the board, or maybe that shorthanded goal against the league's leading club a couple of weeks back here on home ice.
Yeah, we. It's always nice to put 4 points on the board, but especially in one period, and being tied after 2 periods, and especially against Hershey, and getting 1 goal, and then next thing you know, we got 2 goals with Hennessy's shorthanded. So it's definitely something that, like you said, we keep working on and keep pushing with the special teams. And it's one thing scoring on the power play, but definitely you get a lot of more momentum scoring on the penalty kill.
All right, Marty, thanks for your time here tonight. Good luck the rest of the way this evening, and of course the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Marty St. Pierre of the Binghamton Senators. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, more on tonight's intermission report here as you're watching Binghamton Senators hockey on My 8.